Tommy.
Hey, what's up, man?
How are you? Congratulations on all the success of Bad Wolves, man. A pretty meteoric rise to fame. It almost seems like it happened overnight.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Thank you. It doesn't feel like overnight.
I know you've been doing it for a long time.
Yeah. But it has been a bit of a roller coaster. Sometimes it feels like it's happening to somebody else, you know. But here we are.
No doubt, no doubt. Well, congratulations on the forthcoming new release, a new album, Nation, coming out on Friday, October the 25th. Now, you're a big Wu-Tang Clan fan. Tell us about the last name Vex instead of going by your birth name of Jingleheimer Schmidt.
Well, I mean, I've been in band since I was 13 years old. And,
right.
Yeah, there's just a lyric in a Wu-Tang song. And I'm just trying to remember. I'm so tired. I'm like trying to remember. It's I'm mad vexed. It's what the projects made me. A rebel to the grain. Ain't no way to barricade me. And when I was a kid, we were like had this band, and it was called Maniacal Disciple. And I was like, this name is terrible. We need to change this name. And I brought that to them, and they were like, oh, cool. And then everybody just started calling me. That was my name.
So it the name kind of adopted you. You didn't really adopt the name then.
Yeah, it was just like that just became my name.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, cool.
So Tommy, back in 2008, you jumped in to fill some big shoes, filling the vocals for legendary band SNOT, and of course the amazing voice of Lynn Strait. How tough was that to fulfill, fans' expectations?
I mean, it was definitely nerve-wracking. Because I'm a huge fan, like that record had such an impact on me as an artist and as a person. So I really I actually trained to sing their album while on the treadmill.
Wow.
And so, because Lynn he sings so fast.
Yeah.
And so that's something that, because after learning that, basically it stayed with me forever.
Yeah. So
so it's found its way into Bad Wolves stuff too. So Lynn is continuing to inspire me long after he's been gone. Yeah.
Now, similarly, you jumped into Five Finger Death Punch when Ivan had his struggles. Did you feel a warm embrace there, and how life-changing was that opportunity? Because those are probably some of the biggest crowds you had played for yet in your career, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely the most massive crowds. I think that was a strange time because, people might not take into consideration is that everyone was just worried about Ivan.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, it wasn't like it wasn't like a celebratory thing. Yeah. It was more of like, it's like my friend has to call out of work and he has an emergency and I got to go, he's a professional house builder, and I'm like, I've never really built a whole house before.
Yeah.
Now they're throwing me in in construction, and I'm like, well, I guess I'm going to try to figure it out. And and I just tried to. It was important for me again, that SNOT experience coming back. It was just very important for me to maintain the integrity of the live performance that Ivan gives to the fans, which is. Those are massive shoes to fill because he's just a massively talented, charismatic frontman.
Absolutely. Now, folks who only know you by radio songs like Zombie and Hear Me Now and Remember When might be surprised at how brutally heavy your live shows are. Why is there kind of this dyslexic or schizophrenic nature in the band?
I mean, I like the easiest way I can explain this is Slipknot and Stone Sour. I love both those bands.
Mm-hmm.
However, for us, it was like, well, why can't there be a band that is as heavy as Slipknot, but also as melodic as Stone Sour in the same band?
Right.
And so that was kind of like, the decision for us. We just didn't want to have boundaries. We're like, well, I want to be a rock band. And so then we write a bunch of rock songs. We're like, I miss playing metal. So then you write a bunch of metal songs. You're like, I'm not angry like that. I'm not that angry anymore. So instead of just going back and forth and doing multiple projects,
right.
We pour all of our love for all the different genres into one band.
That's dynamite. It's Tommy Vext from Bad Wolves. New album, Nation, coming out on Friday, October the 25th. That's this Friday. The album's title is spelled with periods after each letter, indicating or maybe suggesting an acronym. What's the meaning behind it?
Well, the acronym is something that the band, it's like private from the band. It's something that means something to all of us. And Nation as a whole is representative of the fan base.
Okay.
And so, yeah, so it's kind of like, you know, our fans have their own community now.
Right.
They've like started Facebook pages where there's like 15,000 of them, and you know, on our social medias, like they interact with each other. We have had thousands of messages of people getting tattoos of either our autographs, our logo, their
Crazy,
own
man.
Yeah, and it's like they call themselves the Wolfpack, and so, you know, it's this international, you know, these are our people.
Right.
And so it's like an acknowledgement to them, because they are responsible for the rise of our success and for us being able to do and live the way that we are.
Now, with such a fast rise from small clubs to stadiums and festivals, releasing a new album so quickly after the success of Disobey, how bad has the pressure been to do better on this sophomore release? A lot of folks call it the sophomore slump, right? When a band comes out with their second record, you got a lifetime to write your first, and then all of a sudden the second doesn't do quite as well as the first. What's the pressure been like? I haven't felt any pressure. Great.
Whatsoever. I think it's also because, you know, it's because the record's insane. It's like, for me, I'm very, very, I don't know, I'm a perfectionist, and there are things about Disobey that I'm like, meh. And I know John's the same way, but on this record, I think we knew, you know, we learned from the last run, we learned from touring, we learned from who our audience is, what we want to say,
right,
what we're about, our message. And so it was kind of a seamless transition. Like, you know, it's like, I think about bands like Pantera going from Cowboys from Hell to Vulgar Display of Power, and that's what happened for us. You know, it's like we just basically went to all the knobs and turned them up one more.
Dynamite.
And that's it.
That's, well, it's something to be excited about. And you mentioned a good term there when you say you learned a lot. Who has taught you the most about what to do and, importantly, what not to do as someone who has gotten some fame in a pretty short amount of time in the music business?
I mean, I'll definitely cite Zoltan as being a mentor of mine. You know, we're very close friends, and he's become like a big brother. But I have a lot of people in my, you know, I'm very close with Randy from Lamb of God. I'm very close with, you know, Sonny Mayo from SNOT still. Me and Jacoby are really tight from Papa Roach.
Mm-hmm.
And when I'm in spaces where I'm like unsure about things, I have a lot of guys that are, you know, that have been to the show before, and they're like, well, you know, this is this and that is that, and you know, and then I have some other people that I wouldn't name drop because I don't feel like it would be appropriate, but you know,
so
I got my guys.
So with that amount of fame, and you know, as you know, stars and people in the industry get more and more famous, you tend to surround yourself with yes people, and there's a lot of adoration. What do you do? Is there something particular, specific you do to keep a level head in the rock and roll business and not let it all go to your head?
Well, I mean, first of all, like, let's create this picture. My old job was to be a drug and alcohol counselor for real celebrities, not like pop bands.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I'm talking about, you know, people who have hundreds of millions of dollars, and massive, massive success. Can't go anywhere without like a 4 or 5 team security. And No Messiah is actually about a client that I used to have who he thought he was Jesus. He thought he was the second coming of Christ.
Mm-hmm.
And he had a Christ complex and a delusion. And he was somebody who became very, very famous very, very quick at a very young age and didn't have time to develop certain adult aspects of his personality. And that experience for me, you know, I was in charge of helping him get you know, away from drugs and alcohol. But I learned exactly what I never want. And I don't really feel like I don't really surround myself with yes people. I'm constantly arguing. You know, people don't just tell me yes because I have to argue with everybody all the time.
That's great.
So it's not really like that.
That's pretty smart, man. That's pretty smart. Do you have a daily morning ritual, and if so, what is it?
When I'm home every morning, I like wake up and my girlfriend is a personal trainer. She's like a celebrity trainer, and she gets up at like 5 or 6 a.m. to train clients, and then so I like wake up and I make the bed and I like wash I straighten up the house before I go to work so she can come home to a clean house, and I also like hit my knees and I try to pray. So I'll either try to meditate for a couple minutes or pray to like get my headspace right to go out the door and like handle the day.
Wow.
And just like and then just throughout the day, it's just, you know, I check in. You know, I'm a big. I think therapy is huge. I'm hugely involved in my recovery. So I've been over 10 years sober. I still go to meetings. I still do all that stuff, and it's very important to my like mental health and the stability of my life.
That's dynamite. Tommy Vext from Bad Wolves. All that you've said, you almost sound like a unicorn, and you will be a unicorn if you tell me you're a hell of a chef in the kitchen. Do you know how to cook?
I can cook a little bit, but I'm not that good. But I used to actually so one of my oldest dearest friends is Chris Santos, who is a chef on Chopped in the Food Network, and he took me on tour in 2012 or 13, and he just taught me how to cook.
Yeah,
so I can cook. So I know a couple things in the kitchen.
I'm a master in the kitchen, but I don't make the bed. So that's the trade-off there. Tommy Vext from Bad Wolves, new album out, Nation, comes out on Friday, October the 25th. Congratulations, brother. Can't wait to hear the entire thing, man.
Oh, yeah. I'm very excited for everyone to hear it. It's a really cool record, and let us know what you think. I want to get your personal, I want to get the personal stamp of approval. So when we talk again, I got questions for you.
All right.
Thank you guys for supporting us, and thanks everyone for listening, and thank you guys for buying our records.
No worries. Thanks for the call, Tommy. Have a great rest of your day, man.
You too, boss.
See
Bye.
You. Bye.